All right. Let's see if we can. There we go. How's it going, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Thanks for spending a little time in here tonight. Let's see. I got a few things on the list here. First of all, again, welcome, and then a couple shout outs, and we should have a five and five guest tonight, among other things. Shout outs real quick first. I want to shout out Gonzo, my main man there, moderating for me, and also Michael Morgan, Mimo. What's up, brother? My two mods are great. I love these guys. They're the best. Also, want to give a quick shout out to Zach at Zach Stuff. Zach, not only does he promote his do something kind for someone stuff, but he actually backs that up a lot. He sent me some 940-2 parts so that I could refresh one of my knives, and he wouldn't let me pay for them either. So Zach, my man, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. And then finally, I want to shout out Mrs. Edge once again. She created the costume for the new fully deployed character, which some of you all have probably seen the video. If you haven't, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on here after we get through some of the basics. But she's also been doing some other crafty stuff behind the scenes to help support the channel. So once again, very appreciative of having an awesome wife like I do. And as a matter of fact, bang, Mrs. Edge now has her own Instagram account where she posts her work in progress and finished. She's in her own gallery here in Arizona. So if you're into really cool artisan jewelry and cool craft stuff, which I know some people here are, go ahead and check out her Instagram account, Studio DCG. All right. So let's see what else we got going on here. Let's do some welcomes real quick, too. So we got a lot of people in here right now. We got Marcos Gemos. We got Mebo. We got Gonzo, of course. We've got Grumpy Grunt. What's up, my man? Joe Kasprick. How you doing, my man? Hello, hello. Hello, sir. Spokane Vape Man. What's up? Will B. How you doing, brother? Acid Test Kids. What's up? Let's see who else we got in here. Native Wild Man. Native, you and I got to talk. You're going to come on and do a 5 and 5 for me on the next couple weeks, all right? Let's see. Freak Show's in here. What's up, Freak Show? That's right. Shout out to Mrs. Edge. Stacy Bolster Blades. What's up? All right. So let's see how many people we got in here now. I didn't even look yet. 13. Okay, not bad. It's starting to fill up a little bit. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's see what else we got going on over here. Stacy's in here. I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but I think I feel a little better today. Oh, you sick, Will? Probably gonna head back to work tomorrow. I hate sitting around the house. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks being sick and having to just hang out and do nothing. I hate that. I hate when that happens. All right. One thing real quick, as soon as the wife catches me in the closet on the phone, I'm probably in trouble, so I may fade out. One thing I did want to mention, for those of you who jumped in here at the beginning, the prize pack, the online prize pack from last week's 250 sub giveaway went unclaimed. I did not receive any kind of email, text reply on my YouTube channel or anything from the guy who won it, even though he is a YouTuber and I have seen him on knife channels and in chats occasionally. But I did not hear from him, so that is going to be redrawn tonight on this show. So we will be doing a giveaway I'll try to do that not right at the end because I understand that Tri-State might be coming on a little bit early tonight. So we'll see how that works out. Byron Kennedy, what's going on, my man? What's going on? All right, yeah. So again, there will be a giveaway. My mods, I already gave them a heads up to that prior to tonight. Let them know that we will be giving away that first prize pack, which is all in this box. I'll go over that stuff a little later again before we draw it. But yes, there will be a giveaway. Prize pack number 1 went unclaimed. Prize pack number 2 is already on its way to the young Prince of Darkness, the bearded one, Pocket Metal. So he is Satan's servant there. His prize pack is already on its way out. So hey, let's do a quick pocket check. We got I think we got about 17 people in the stream right now. So why don't you guys start throwing up what you got today? I will also go over my pocket check with you as I greet everyone and read off what they got. And then we'll jump into some more content. I do have story time for you guys tonight. I do have a preview of this Friday's knife review. There's word of the week in the broadcast, so keep your eyes out for that. Remember, there will be prizes at a later date given out for people who know the word of the week. That'll be a trivia thing. And then a couple interesting things. I want to briefly touch on Blade Show, and I got a couple questions about knives that people might want to own. So let's start with the pocket checks. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. Is the Pointer Sisters song playing in the background, Gonzo? Are you that fired up, so to speak, blazed up that you're playing the Pointer Sisters tonight on the radio or on your stereo? I'm fixing a knife. It had a chip about 1/4 of an inch. Oop, chat just jumped. I'm fixing a knife. It had a chip about 1/4 of an inch deep. Fun. I dumped everything else. Just have the scent cut owners right now. Oh, you were talking about pocket checks already. Okay, well, there we go. Let's see. So Gonzo has the Yohimbo 2, the Axon Frame Lock, Forrest Hank, and Lancelot wallet, of course. Let's see. Since I was just around the house today, Will B said Kaiser Beg Leader XL and Hinder XM24 Bowie. Well, the 24 is a big knife. That's a big knife to carry. So, what else we got here? Stacy says she's only got her custom penguin with green micarta, bronzed hardware, and Davy Jones lanyard. Well, that's okay. I mean, if you're just hanging around the house for the whole day, I could see you only having one knife in your pocket. Some people carry more, but let's see. Michael Morgan's got the blue aluminum Hogue X5 button lock harpoon spear point Rough Rider canoe in blue bone, Olight i3T in titanium. Very nice, sir. That's a cool carry. By the way, I am brokenhearted. I think I know what happened. I somehow lost my I1R2 little mini Olight. It has escaped my possession, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I will have to buy another one of those. Let's see, where did I leave off here? Oops, let's see. Byron Kennedy's got the Cold Steel Recon 1 and Off-Grid Enforcer XLRD. Heyman, what's going on, my man? Welcome. Let's see. Native Wildman also carrying a Cold Steel Mini Lawman, American Lawman, Case Mini Stockman, and a Case Mini Fin. Nice. Joe Kasparek is carrying the Best Tech Beluga Buck Huxby, the Phoenix PDR PD36R, Leatherman Original, 23 years old, Forrest IT Hank. The Leatherman is 23 years old. That's pretty amazing. Let's see what else we got up here. We got Freak Show. What's up, my man? Loved having you on the stream last week. ZTO 640 with BGM regrind. Yep, nice. Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Avocado M4 Bug Out, Sharpshooter, Laid Back Jack. Those are cool. Olight Warrior Mini 2, Leatherman Charge Plus, Forrest Hank, Log and Jotter Notebook, and multiple tactile turn pens. Wow, you got a pocket full of stuff. Woohoo! Let's see. Gonzo, I need that murdered out for Jimbo, Michael. Yeah. Let's see here. Guys and Doll, I just finished for a while. Promised to mount new hall light for the missus. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Well, you're going to be like Link from Fully Deployed. She's going to be calling to you to be over there doing housework when you're trying to live stream with us. Grumpy says, yes, Senka onerous, that's it. That's cool. That's a great knife. Punches above its weight for sure. Acid Test Kids has a Civivi Cogent and a buck 284. JN, what's going on? How you doing? Let's see. No, my Leatherman is 23 years old and works perfectly. Yeah, that's what I meant. You have a 23-year-old Leatherman, not a 23-year-old Forrest Hank. Forrest is not old enough to have any 23-year-old Hanks unless he started making them in the crib, I think. Let's see. Mike Jernak, what's going on? Shout out to you, buddy. Hello, guys driving and listening. Just wanted to say hi. Well, cool, man. I got plenty of stuff to talk about. We're going to get to that. Yep, Stacy says, hey, Ninja Baker Block Maker. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we got most of the pocket checks done. So what am I carrying? Let's talk about that real quick. Today, I am carrying my latest knife, the Giant Mouse Ace Biblio in green micarta. Very, very cool knife. I'm really enjoying this knife so far. Just picked this up. It just came in this past week. I got that. I've got the EMP EDC Nimble, which is on loan to me in black and blue anode hardware. Freaking love this knife. This knife is PFM, folks. I'm telling you. Okay, so I got those two. I got a temporary flashlight for now. I've got this little Olight that I won from O-Tips giveaway. See if we can show that bad boy in there. There we go. It's an EOS. It's a little small one, not a rechargeable. And then I've got a Swiss Army Cadet, which is an officer blade, and it has a second blade and then a couple of the little, it's got the can opener and the, what do you call it? The bottle cap, thing on it and all that. But this is a cool little knife. It's a good size. I like the fact that it's one of their thinner ones. It's not the really big, thick one. So that's what I'm carrying in my pocket this week, this evening. Let's see what else we got. So Blade Show's coming up, and we're closing in on that pretty quickly. And I'm still looking for Gene to be in here in the stream. We'll see if he pops in. Blade Show's coming up pretty quickly. We get first week of June. I'm actually going to be off of work at my job for that, but I'm not going. Our travel money is budgeted for going and seeing our grandkids probably in July. So no Blade Show for me this year, but I will have that on the docket for next year. I was looking at some of the information on that. So 3 days, 921 vendors. Fuck. That's a lot. Basically, Blade Show is, Disneyland for knife lovers. Tries to AC kids don't go out. We're drawing for giveaway winners tonight on the live. Yes, Tri-State. I will definitely be wrapped up by 8 o'clock, no later than that tonight, because we don't have a ton of stuff and guests going in here. But yes, I want to try to jump over and get on your live too. I also have a giveaway going on tonight again for some of you who just jumped in. The first prize pack, the online prize pack that I gave away for my 250 sub giveaway last week was not claimed. So I'm giving it away tonight on the live stream. The person that won, I left them plenty of messages, both in the YouTube channel and what have you. And I did not hear back from them. So yeah, he says, no rush. We won't draw for the first hour or so. Yeah, well, thanks, Tri-State. That's cool, but I don't like to miss your stream anyway, so that's why my stream doesn't typically go over more than, say, 10 or 15 minutes ever. But anyway, so Blade Show, yeah, so I think that's going to be exciting for a lot of people. Try not to mortgage your house or max out your credit cards, but I know some of you will definitely run the credit card bill up. And TSTB, Cole, JN, yeah, so we got a few. Tom Weingart, how's it going? Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it. And yeah, so I was looking at that. I mean, it's not a cheap trip if you live on the western half of the country. you know, unless you plan on driving or riding your motorcycle out there, like my buddy Satu Dave is going to do with his Road King, you know, you got airfare, you got some hotel accommodations. The weekend tickets are what, 65 or 70 bucks for all 3 days. And I'm assuming you're probably going to want to stay for all 3 days with that many vendors out there, 921 vendors. So it's definitely a pricey little trip. And then you add in, you know, buying a couple knives at least, I would think, while you're there, or buying a few things, or picking up some swag like Blades Show shirts or hats or whatever. So you know, it's a Alan Grey Wolf. What's going on, my man? Thanks for popping into the channel for a while. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I also wanted to remind people, now that we got a handful of people in here tonight, that Mrs. Edge has an Instagram account. It's called Studio DCG. Check it out over on IG. She's starting to post pictures of her work and some of the stuff that she creates for the art gallery that she sells in through here in Arizona. So check that out too. And also contact me at eionansedge@gmail.com or on Instagram at eionans_edge if you would like to take part in one of my 5 and 5 knife show and tells in an upcoming episode. Native Wild Man, like I said, I remember you mentioning that you were interested in doing that. So I think that would be a lot of fun. Please hit me up, all right? Let's see what else we got going on here. So one of the things I wanted to talk about before we get into story time and stuff like that was I wanted to talk about knife wish lists and things of that such. So specifically, I was wondering what everyone out there has for, do you have, Alan Grey Wolf says, I live an hour south of Atlanta. Lucky you. So definitely you'll get a chance to go. That's awesome. I was wondering if you guys actually make knife wish lists. I have a knife wish list, and I'll read some of the knives that are on my knife wish list off to you guys. But specifically, I wanted to know, do you guys have a knife wish list? And it's interesting because this past week, Cole over at Tri-State, he finally got a hold of a knife that's on my wish list, even though it's pretty pricey, and it's probably a knife that's going to be a long time before I end up with one in my possession as far as ownership. But he had the Koenig Arius, right? So a lot of people might have that on their knife wish list. And anyway, I was wondering, so let's see, Will B says, I have a mental wish list with a few items on it. Cool. So, and then besides, do you have a list of knives that you plan to purchase for your own personal collection? And then what are your top 3? So everybody had, your top 3 can change, right? Because it might be the top 3 that you're capable of maybe buying this year. Okay, so Gonzo here. So Gonzo's already thrown up some stuff. Gonzo says, let's see, a field duty EDC. Yep. Okay. I got you. Roxy 3. Okay. Yep. There you go. Chavez TOC is my wish list at the moment. So I'll tell you what my top 3 are. But first, I'm going to read some of the knives that are on my actual wish list on my phone that I made. And I found I had to do this because what would happen is I'd start getting fixated on a certain knife and I'd start chasing after, like, trying to purchase that knife or whatever. And I'd kind of lose focus on some of the other knives that I really wanted to own. So I'll tell you what a couple of mine are here. Whoa. Let's see. I actually don't own this knife yet, and haven't held one, but Gonzo just mentioned it. So my top 3 at the moment are the Wee Roxy 3, the EMP EDC Nimble, because this knife is a loaner to me, and I gotta have one. Like I said, they're PFM, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that's pure fucking magic. The hype over the Nimble is real, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, as soon as I got this in my hands and brought it home and started using it and carrying it, I'm gonna literally cry my eyes out when I give this knife back to Cue Ball. Not only do I love this knife in terms of the design and everything, but I love this knife in terms of this is the perfect colorway and everything for me. So anyway, so there's that. And then the other knife, which I actually have here too, and it's on loan to me at the moment, is in my top 3, is the titanium and M390 Kunwu Ronin. The Ronin, just everything about this knife, the shape, the blade steel, the action, the deployment on it, just this knife is perfection. It's a bigger knife, but man, this thing is, it's a full-size knife, but man, this thing is just freaking amazing. So those are my top three, but I'll read you a few other knives I got. I have one knife on my wish list currently. Tom Weingart says available on an eBay bid, and I'm not sharing with us. No, I understand. Yeah, you're trying to bid for that sucker. I get it. No worries there, Tom. I get it. Yeah, you don't want to draw the people in and be like, oh, there's one of those available. JN says, I've done one, but I haven't looked at it much in the past 6 months. Grumpy Grunt says, I have a wish list on every online retailer site. I put knives in there and never look at it again. Well, I know my most common one is Amazon, right? So I bet almost everybody here in the stream tonight probably has an Amazon wish list with some knives on it, right? Unless you're one of those people who just doesn't buy from Amazon at all. But more than likely, you've probably got a list on it. Mine is like, you got to scroll. It's got a lot of stuff on it, right? Some of it's really cheap budget knives. Other stuff's really nice. But it's just, they sell so many knives. It's really a good place to keep track of things that I'm looking to buy. A couple other knives I have on my wish list. Let's see what else I got. I still want a TRM Nerd. I still want a Shadow and an Atom. I don't own either of those knives. I do have a Neutron, and I really like that. But it seems like every time TRM makes a drop, I'm always knee deep in purchasing some other knife. So I can't really get that. Like I said, the Nimble's on there. The Tucson TS138 tie with M390. It's a really unique looking little knife. It's kind of smaller, like a medium size Tucson, but TS138 tie. I got to have one of those. Checked one out. Got to buy one. SE Azula and S35 VN. Let's see, Spyderco Shaman. All right. If you already own one, it's probably not on your wish list anymore. But if you don't, well, it probably is, right? Will B says, let's see. My top three would be a Shurgorov Quantum, EMP, EDC Nimble, X, and a Spyderco Schmuck. Yep. I actually like the Spidey Chef too. That's a cool looking knife. I don't know why. I just Scott N has been posting pictures of him, as he always does, cutting up food with that. So Grumpy said SB90 or Magna Cut Shaman, WTG Nomad Field, Viper, a little fixed blade. Yep. Yeah, I have a couple fixed blades on this list. But the point is, like, I still would like to have a ZT 0450 in tie and a ZT 0452 in carbon fiber. I love ZTs. That was kind of my gateway into other knife collecting after Kershaw. Anyone have a Tucson 175? I don't know what that is, but I don't have it. So yeah, so like that's kind of, it's just interesting where somebody says Amazon and 50 in other places. Yeah. Every knife enthusiast has one. Mine are Brown FSB, OZ Machine, Roosevelt, and finally an EMP EDC Nimble X. Yeah, I mean, if you don't own a Nimble, you want one. Like, obviously, I want one. This is not mine. But once you do, you probably want other ones. So that's always the tough part about it. Yeah, so let's see what else we got. I got some other comments about to drive home from work. My wants this year. Oh, this is Dark Gravity. What's up, Dark Gravity? Thanks for joining us. Driving home from work, he says, my wants this year are Tucson TS219, an Appalachian drifter with brass handle and Damascus blade, and a concept Predatout with Damascus steel blade. Those are all freaking awesome knives, dude. So you've definitely got your work cut out for you this year. Let's see. Me with knives. Tucson 218 for me. I don't think I will find that at a knife show. Alan Graywolf. Oh, he said, I'm waiting. Okay, let's get this right. Alan Graywolf says, what I'm wanting is a French knife that the design is like over 100 years old, but not sure if I can spell it right. Lagoulet or Lagoulet, yep. And he says, I'm not sure I'll find that at a knife show. Probably not. You're probably going to have to find it on the secondary or tertiary market from somebody. A Tucson 195. So check it out. That is an upcoming knife review of mine. That is not this week's knife. By the way, I always tell everybody, I'll tell them what my knife review is. The Nimble is going to be this week's knife review. So this Friday, I've already shot the video. This Friday, my review of the EMP EDC Nimble is going to go live. But next week's review is actually the Tucson TS195. I have that knife on loan to me. So I will be reviewing that knife next week. A little extra sneak peek. Let's see what else. JN. My Tucson is a 206, not what most people are looking for, but it's great at what it is. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you've never held a Tucson before, I haven't put a bad one in my hand. When I went for the knife meetup, Cue Ball had, I don't know, probably 30 of them, and that's not his whole collection. Some of them are out on loan. And every one of them we picked up. There was one that Dave and I picked up. It was one of the lower ones that was like under $100. That was just okay, but all the rest of them were like, they were like money. Like the actions, the detents, the machining on them, they all were fantastic. So I can't say enough good things about those. Let's see. Does anyone really know which Tucson they have if the box is gone? Yeah. That's funny that you say that, Tom, because Cue Ball started putting those little white label maker that you make the little labels. He started putting all those on his Tucsons so that he could remember which models they were, because they don't put model numbers on any of their knives. So unless you're really sharp and you know what everything is, it's pretty hard to remember what it is. I think if I ever had a bunch of them, I probably would make some like little tags, like tag sale tags, that you could slip over the pocket clip or something like that, so you'd remember what it was. But it's hard because they don't put any. Yeah, the frag version. That's correct. Blades and EDC. That is the one that I have as well, that I'm going to be reviewing next week. So anyway, I just wanted to see what are people into? Like, do you have a list, and what are your top knives on that list? So Quillen, what's going on? You really do have to feel one in hand to appreciate it. It's true. There's a lot of knives that once you get them in your hand, you'll either say, "Yep, this validates what I thought," or "No, this doesn't." And that actually happened when I held a bunch of knives at the meetup. I was kind of like, "Hey, I thought I would love this knife, but now that I've held it, I'm like, nope, that doesn't do it for me." So, Quillen, my man, what's going on? There are a few that have numbers on them, so on Stellas. Yeah, Jan, there are a few of the Tucsons that have, whoop, just jumped. There are a few of the, there we go. There are a few that have numbers on them, but not a lot. Most of the Tucsons that I saw in Cue Ball's collection did not have model numbers on them. So he started tagging them. He started putting a little sticker on all the pocket clips so he could remember what the model numbers were, which is good. I mean, obviously, if you got a ton of them like he does. I have a short, Freakso says, I have a short list. Gonna pick up a Sabenza. Yeah, okay. Waiting on MagnaCut and a non-flipper Arius. Yep. Okay. Yeah. And so that's the thing. Like the Arius is on my list too, but it's not an inexpensive knife at all. Everybody that tells one says, hey, yeah, they're definitely the real deal, but it's not a cheap knife. So it's gonna be tough to for me to ever pull the trigger on one of those, but it is on my wish list. So I have not seen Gene in here yet, so we'll see. I expect to see him in here pretty soon. I forgot I want a Wee Malice button lock. Yes, the Wee Malice is also nice. Yeah, I may have other knives on that list too. Like I don't own a Hogue Ritter yet. I would love to have one of those. I really like those. I have held one of those, somebody else's, and I really like that, the RSK. I have a bunch of Hogues, but I don't have that one. And there's a few other knives on there as well. There's still a couple Benchmades that I really hope to add to my collection. So and I probably have over a dozen of those at the moment, Benchmades. So it's a constant process, and that top three is going to change, right? Something new comes out, something that you really like, or something that gets catches your eye, and then or you hold it and you think, wow, this is really great, and that might change that. So. Once again, shout out to my moderators. Gonzo Reviews, and Michael Morgan, Mimo. Both of those guys doing a great job for me every week. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the time that they're investing to come in and do the live streams. So I'm going to skip over the 5 and 5 for the moment because that person hasn't come in the stream yet. And I want to talk a little bit about Fully Deployed. So I think most of you folks here in the stream, we got 33 people in here tonight. So thank you very, very much for jumping on and spending part of your Tuesday evening with me. I really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying these live streams a lot more than I expected I would after just doing a handful of them. So thanks very much. But I wanted to talk about Fully Deployed. So if you've watched it, there's a lot of cool comments. There's a lot of people who have commented on it. Don Wendling, what's up, my man? How you doing? I told you to email me about that question you had, so don't forget, all right? Or hit me up on Instagram, either or. If you're not on Instagram, hit me up with an email, and I'll see if we can't find something for you on that thing you were asking about, Don. Let's see. Joe Casperk, I love my Kaiser Bag Leader XL. If you can get one when they are fully restocked at White Mountain Knives, do it. Yeah, I just got one of those mini bag lighters with bearings on it. That thing is amazing. It is a small knife. It's definitely more of almost a fifth pocket one, the mini bag leader, but is a super cool knife. So that's another Kaiser that is just really good. I actually like the Doman a lot. It's been around a little. It's kind of a little older than the bag leader, but I like the Doman as well. That's a cool knife. It's similar design. Yeah, Michael Morgan, thanks for throwing it up there. So, and that's the other thing, right? If you have not checked it out yet, okay, there you go. Fully Deployed episode 2 is up now. And the thing with that is, I just want to keep it fun. You know, you'll never know what you're going to see on there. Obviously, the new character I introduced this week is not a knife, but everybody seems to have had a pretty positive reaction to that. So I'm really happy. I'm really enjoying doing the series. My wife did the how do I call it? She did the dress up the all the stuff to take a hammer and turn it into a puppet. So that's all her. And I did tell Jason Brown that there might be some side boob in a video in the future, and there you go. There was more than just side boob, obviously, right? There was cleavage, there was the whole thing, puppet cleavage, but nonetheless, it was in there. So, and that was already something that I had planned. The bag leader and the Doman were both designed by the same person, Ezo Mott. Yeah, exactly. So that's true. And they're very similar knives. Like, you know, I think it might just come down to which one ergo-wise or feel-wise in your hand you like better, but they're pretty much the same knives. I mean, you know, you can tell that they're a very similar design. Legion Tactical Cutlery, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Again, now that we have 33 people in here, there will be a giveaway tonight before we go off the live. Last week's prize pack 1 for the 250 giveaway I did not get claimed. That person did not contact me. I have not heard from them. I pinned a message for them, the whole deal, but they haven't contacted me. So we're giving that one away tonight here in the stream. And one other thing is I am at, I think, 302, 303 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you happen to be in the live stream tonight, please take a trip on over there and hit up my channel and check it out. If you like what you see, you know, think about subscribing over there. I do have new content up every week, every other Sunday. Fully Deployed will have a new episode. I may have some bonus episodes thrown in there as well, because I may see something that's happening in the world or in the knife community and want to play off of that and throw in an extra little thing. But they're typically going to be 2 to 3 minutes. Both of them have clocked in at right around 3 minutes long. So you won't have to have a big investment in time. But they're always going to be done with some sarcasm and humor to poke fun at things that go on in the world and hopefully in the knife community as well. I'm gearing up now that I've got a couple episodes under my belt of Fully Deployed and people seem to be liking it. to push in a couple different directions with backstories and some other things, and you'll probably see a few YouTube channel people make appearances very soon. That's all I'm going to say about that. So let's see. Beautiful evening for live streams on the back deck. Yeah, Honey Bear, thanks for coming in and checking out the stream. I really appreciate that. I'd love to be sitting on the back deck drinking a beer right now, but it's about 102 outside here in Arizona. So probably hold off on that. Although I may go jump in the pool after the live stream. Love doing that after work. Let's see. Don Wendling. I got the Wii Beacon and I really like it. Can't wait to see what Wii does with button locks. And that's what I like now. Yeah, button locks seem to be the thing at the moment, right? So button locks, everybody's making button locks, right? Civivi's making them, Wii's making them, right? I mean, obviously lots of other companies are making button locks. And I think that, you know, that's like the thing to do at the moment. But yeah, I mean, Civivi and obviously Wii, their parent company, they know how to make a good button lock, you know. I remember when I bought the Orion Solaris and that had a button lock on it. And I remember Blade Banter saying that it was QSP's, I believe he said it was QSP's first button lock, right? And that knife's not that old, the Solaris, right? So, but that was their first button lock that they had done. So, and now there's button locks everywhere out there. So yeah, you know, right now the button lock does seem to be the knife that everybody wants to make. You know, you've got the Chevalier and the Conspirator, and you know, obviously the Microtech Malibu. There's a lot of button lock knives out there these days. So yeah, but really good. Got a Civivi Altus. What a flickable knife. Yeah, exactly. Right. So there you go. Civivi, it's Wii is the same thing. Yeah, and Grumpy said yes, the Solaris was QSP's first. So you know, so that's the thing, right? So something catches on in the knife industry, and everybody you know wants to kind of jump in and capitalize on that while they can. Joe Kasperk says 102. My wife wants to know if you have a spare bedroom. She is sick of the cold in Buffalo. I do. And I even have an RV, a 25-foot travel trailer parked out in the driveway that's plugged in all the time. So I can definitely entertain some guests here if I really had to. So Alan Grable says 83 and sunny down in Georgia. Yeah, the one thing about the East Coast or New England or the South versus say out here in the Southwest is, you know, we get 102, say for instance, but we get 15% humidity, right? So I remember when I lived back in New England for where I lived most of my life, and we would get, and yes, Gonzo, the QSP knives made the Solaris. But when I lived back east, you know, from where I lived most of my life, like I'd come home from work, I'd take a shower, I'm gonna go out with friends, and I'd get out of the shower and I'd go walk outside to go to the car and start the car up and get the AC running. And before that, any of that could happen, my clothes would be stuck to me because the humidity was 80% or something, you know, 78% or some crap like that. So I definitely want, I know it seems cliche, but you know, Arizona and the Southwest, we definitely have dry heat out here. So, but anyway, fully deployed. Thanks guys for checking that out. Really appreciate that. The more hot, the better. Hate the cold. I agree. That's why we moved to Arizona. One, it was a lot cheaper than where we were living. And I have arthritis, so the winters here, even when they get a little cold, are very mild. We rarely ever get frost here in the winter. Maybe 1 or 2 days a year we'll get some frost. Yeah, exactly. Humidity here hangs around 85, 95%. So there you go. And so that's the thing. Like, you know, it is hot out here, but it is very dry. So that's really cool. Nothing really rusts out here either. Right? It's so dry all the time. Even in the winter, it'll get up to like 30%, 35% humidity, unless it's raining or something, right? So anyway, let's see. I gave you the preview of Friday's knife. That is the EMP EDC Nimble. We talked about that a little bit. Knives that I'm carrying at the moment. I still have not seen Gene. So there may not be a 5 and 5 tonight. Hey, that's just the way it goes, guys, you know. I didn't line up two guests for that. So unless Gene pops in here in a little bit, we'll see. Don Wendling, those AC bills suck. Yeah, it's not too bad. We have a newer Rheem air conditioner and air pump. This is the pump part back here behind me. And it's not too bad. we're usually in about the 170 or $200 range for a month for the electric bill with the AC on, so not too bad. Gave you the preview of that. So story time. So I did something cool this week. I sat down and I made a list of stories so that I wouldn't have to keep thinking up stories every week. So I had this big old list of stories here. And here's the stories for story time. So I've got Japan while I was stationed in the Marine Corps. I've got a couple of those stories. I've got more casino stories. Um, I've got dad stories, but I like to save those for special occasions because my dad stories tend to be pretty intense. I have scuba stories as well. I wrote that down. Let's see. What else do I have here? Ghost stories from the house I grew up in as a kid, which was very cool. Let's see. Duke and Duchess Estate. That's more, not so much a story, it's more a telling of how I grew up as a kid. Wash Your Shit, also from when I was in the Marine Corps. Don't Drink My Chocolate Milk. That one you'd probably like. Revenge is a dish best served greasy. Um, and he shot his eye out. Yeah. So those are some stories I've got on the burner for you guys. Anything jump out to anyone there? Anybody? Anything? Anybody want to hear anything specific off of that list? I know the chat takes 10 or 15 seconds to catch up, so I'll give you a shot at that. So let's see. Aberdeen Blades, buddy. Your package is on its way, as a matter of fact, too. Just so you know. River's Edge exclusive Giant Mouse Ace Grand in Venatus 4E and Burlap Micarta. That sounds really cool. Although Burlap Micarta, I'm a little on the fence about that. I'd have to see it. I've seen it done very well, and I've seen it done, and it looks kind of weird and plasticky. So you have a conspiracy to want to part with. So anybody, story time. So yes, story time. That is correct. Story time, Don Lennon. Wash your shit. Okay, there's the first one. Me with knives. What's up, buddy? So we're gonna do wash your shit. So this is actually a story from when I was in Japan. So I was stationed over in Japan. I did a tour over in the Far East in Japan. Was stationed on a Navy base. We were the security element for a couple of bases. And Atsugi was the main base I was at. And then we also drove over multiple times per day and had watch changes at a place called Kamisea, which was a radio receiving facility for the 7th Fleet over in the Far East. And that place was interesting and kind of spooky all at the same time. I'm going to bail for a bit, hopefully be back soon. Okay, Alan Gray Wolf, hopefully we'll see you back. Okay, so anyway, let's start with wash your shit. So when I was a Marine, what you typically had in a Navy barracks was you had rooms that held 3 men. Most of the time, for the Navy personnel, they got a room all to themselves. But because the Marines only got to occupy the very top floor of the building, on the 4th floor, we got rooms that they would cram 3 guys in. So you'd have 1 single bed and 1 rack, a bunk bed type style thing. And so for most of the time I was over there, I was a senior roommate, and I would have 2 other guys with me. And my sort of junior roommate, this guy Ray, him and I are still friends to this day. A lot of good relationships are formed in the Marine Corps. A lot of my guys I served with, I still talk to all the time. My mentor in the Marine Corps was a black man from Philadelphia, right? And him and I have been best friends the whole rest of our lives, right? He was my sergeant at the time, and Barry Geddes, great guy, super, super nice guy, retired out of the Marine Corps, still lives down in North Carolina near Camp Lejeune. But anyway, I digress. So, you're going to meet a lot of people that you really like, but you're also going to run into people that you have a hard time with. So I'm a senior roommate, and I get this new guy that comes in. I'm not going to mention his name. I don't want to trash anybody's name online or anything. But I get this new guy who comes in, And he basically was a motor T guy who kind of messed up. He got in some trouble after boot camp, and they sent him to Japan, and he ended up getting mixed in with all of us grunts in the Marine barracks on security forces. So let's see how light fixture's mounted. Oh, Byron got his light fixture done, so now he can get away from the missus. But anyway, so what happened is I get this guy, and so he doesn't really want to be there. He's out of his element because he's not a grunt, like he's not an infantry Marine like the rest of us. And he comes in, and he is not what we call squared away. So in the Marine Corps, if you're squared away, you know how to keep your wall locker, you know how to keep your gear, you know how to wash your stuff and wear your uniforms and all that. But this guy was not squared away. He had all kinds of issues. He wore white shoes to white socks to an inspection one time. Like thankfully I caught him before we all lined up for inspection and got him to change his socks. But oh my gosh. So anyway, the biggest issue I had with this guy was that he didn't like to wash his clothes. So you get a laundry bag and you hang it on the end of your rack, and basically, you know, you're doing PT, you're standing, you know, you're going to guard mount, you're out walking a post in the heat. So obviously, you know, you get dirty clothes and they get smelly. And you got 3 Marines in one room, and it's not a huge room. And so, you know, every time you had a day off or you were off rotation or whatever, you would basically take your stuff and wash it. You had washing machines there. They were free. It didn't cost anything. You wash your stuff. Well, this guy would basically stuff his bag full of dirty laundry, and to the point where like it would start to smell the room. And so I told him, I would tell him, I would like, go wash your stuff. And so he would go wash his stuff. And so it became an issue with us, right? And I thought I kind of had it fixed. So one day I get off duty and I'm in the shower in our room, and I'm going to go meet up with some people off base. I'm taking a shower, and I reach out for my towel on the shower rack, on the towel rack right outside the shower. And I grab my towel and I go to pull it in, and on top of my towel, and I almost use it to wipe my face with, is a dirty pair of underwear with skid marks on them. And they were his. He came back to the room while I was in the shower, went in the bathroom. I didn't hear him. Took off his dirty underwear, threw them over the towel rack. I almost wiped my face with them. Needless to say, this Marine was not happy. So stanky bag, exactly. I mean, his stuff always smelled really bad. So now I'm really pissed. I'm totally pissed. So I finish wiping off with the towel. I get out of the shower, and I do 2 things in a kind of a fit of rage. I'm like, I've got to fix this problem. I've got to take drastic steps. So I take his bag of clothes. Now remember, we're on the 4th floor of this barracks, and below us there's a courtyard, and it has cherry blossom trees in it. I take his bag of clothes. I open up the laundry bag. I open the window to the barracks, and I literally throw all the clothes out the window. So they just go down and they just land all over the place in the courtyard. In the trees, there's underwear and socks and, you know, camouflage trousers, and his Creighton shirts are hanging. Just everything's hanging out of there, right? It's all hanging out of there. So I did that. And then I take his underwear and I walk down, holding him by the waistband. I walk down to the duty NCO. And I tell the duty NCO on deck for that floor of our barracks that day, and I said, hey, every Marine, every single one that walks on deck today, you send them down to my room, right? You send them down to my room and have them check out my door. And so what I did was I took this dude's dirty underwear, and somewhere I have a picture of it still to this day, mixed in with all my old photos from Japan. I took his underwear and I taped them to the door, and I wrote his name on them with an arrow pointing at his underwear with a big old skid mark facing out. And then I left and I went out for the rest of my day. And when I came back at the end of the night,
someone had tacked up a piece of yellow line paper, and every Marine came by and signed his name to the sheet. And so the underwear was still hanging there with his name on it and an arrow, and every Marine wrote their name on it. And some people wrote comments too, which was fantastic. And I just left him there. And I don't know what he was doing all day, but he came back, and he took the underwear off the drawer, and he never said a word to me that night. And somewhere in the midst of all that, he went down in the courtyard and had to pick up and climb up in the tree and get all of his clothes and his socks and underwear and his uniforms. And I just threw them out the window. I didn't give a shit where they landed. But you know what? He never failed to wash his freaking clothes after that. I never had another problem with him. I never had to beat him. I never had to yell at him. That's all it took. That fixed the problem. So that is wash your shit. And here's an interesting point, guys. In the entire time that I have been married to my lovely wife, she has never had to do a load of laundry. I do all the laundry in the house. I do it all. I bring it into the bedroom. I dump it out on our bed. I sort it out. I don't put her clothes away, but I put everything on her side of the bed. I pair up all of her socks, her underwear, her shirts. Everything's all laid out for her. So all she has to do is put it in her drawers and in her dresser or nightstand or wherever she puts it. And it's done. Laundry is one of those things. I hate seeing dirty laundry around the house. So I just do it. And I've been doing that forever. There's a lot of things that she does for me. But doing all of our laundry is the thing I like to do. I tried to do it for our kids when I lived back in California. When our kids were still living with us, I would do their laundry too. But it's just one of the things, man. So that's it. So that's wash your shit. And that's what I have to say to everybody. Wash your shit. Don't leave your PFC shit stain. That's what Gonzo says. And that's literally what it was. Like, I almost wiped my face and body with a skin marked pair of underwear. Like, that is not cool. You did not leave your underwear hanging over a towel rack in the bathroom when somebody else is taking a shower. That's freaking gross. But anyway, my creative punishment. Yes, Stacy says creative punishment. I was just about to say that. My creative punishment worked. I did not have to yell at him. I did not have to resort to some of the tactics that us Marines usually use. I basically embarrassed him and made it so that, he had to straighten up his act, and it worked. So he didn't actually get he had other nicknames, but he didn't get a nickname from that. But he became infamous for it. It was infamous. Like, it's not something that you want everybody to see. Radiator leaks on the front side and burnout marks on the back side of his underwear, which we called skivvies in the Marine Corps. So anyway, so Will B says, well, hold on, let's see what he says. Wash your shit. That's right. Will B says, we had a guy in boot camp who wouldn't shower. The RDCs had to force him into the shower. He walked in wearing his boots still. That's some messed up shit. Like, I can't imagine somebody like not wanting to take a shower, especially, when you go to boot camp. I mean, you're hot and sweaty all day. I went to Parris Island in the middle of the South Carolina swamp. So, like, it was ridiculous down there. Like, I couldn't wait to get in the shower every night. It was crazy. And remember hospital corners. You lost me on that one, Don. And that may have not been something that happened in my unit or whatever. But there's a lot of little individual things that happen. Blanket parties are real. I mean, I never really heard them called code reds like they had in A Few Good Men or whatever it was with Tom Cruise. But sand fleas, yes. And you'd put Avon Skin So Soft on. Right? My mom sent me a care package with a whole bunch of that because I had a buddy that was a year ahead of me in the Marine Corps who told me all this shit. He's like, have your parents send you this stuff, just put it on all the time. So, you won't get as many sand flea bites because you can't scratch that stuff when you're standing in formation. The drill instructors, they'll stomp you into the ground if you start scratching while you're standing there at attention. So that doesn't happen. Making your rack in boot camp. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Yeah. So you make your bed, you wash your clothes, you shine your boots and your issue and all that other stuff, your brass. But anyway, it was Japan's a good time. I have tons of Japan stories, but that one was called Wash Your Shit. And that guy, it turns out years later, I actually got a hold of him. He joined one of the Marine group forums we have on Facebook. He just suddenly one day, he just popped in and said, hey, I'd like to join. And everybody remembered him, of course. And he took it really well, but he actually told me in a side chat, he's like, dude, he goes,
you may think, because I said, hey, sorry if you think I was a dick to you, but that's just the way it goes. And he said, no, he goes, I really needed that. I needed somebody to straighten my ass out and kind of, make sure that I would get through the rest of my time in the Marine Corps. So wall to wall is real, motherfuckers, is real. Yes, that is true. Wall to wall is real, Grumpy Grunt. That is true. Yeah. I'm not really sure what the other hospital corners thing was. I mean, maybe that's the same thing that right here, wall to wall, is what we're talking about. If it is, then yes, I know what that is. Hospital corners are 4 corners on blankets. Oh, okay, on your rack. Okay, so wall to wall, yeah. Well, wall to wall is something different. Yeah, so I guess different drill instructors had different terminology for that. But anyway, I want a Sake story. A Saki story? Is that what you're saying? A Saki story one night? Saki was Saki was some bad shit, man. Let me tell you. Saki is not the kind of thing that you want to be messing with. And everybody thinks that they are hardcore, but and you go out one night and start getting drunk on Saki, and you will not be a happy guy the next morning. Let me tell you that. I don't have any real funny stories about Saki, except that shit would always get me fucked up, and I would wake up with the worst hangovers the next day. But I have plenty of other good Japan stories to talk about. So, all right. So that is a story time. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna check up on some more comments here. When I was in the DMZ, you needed me with that. When I was in the DMZ, you needed a shower after swimming around in rice paddies all night. Absolutely. Oh, there's all kinds of nasty shit in those things. Wash your shit. Parents, present and future. If you have teenagers 16 and up, teach them to do their own laundry until they move out. Sadly, I have kids who are now grown up, but I went through some of that with at least one of them when they were a teenager. But they turned out great. So Uzo, yes, Uzo's worse than Saki. That's true. And the other thing is, like, man, there's so many places that you get sent in the military that are just crazy. The Philippines is freaking crazy. I only spent a couple days there, but it was a crazy place. My family spent a lot of years in Okinawa. My pops was born there, Papa Rhino. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, I mean, I loved the Far East. Japan was awesome. I would love to go back there someday. I would not want to live there. I feel like it's just, most of it is just way too crowded. I mean, they have no space. In the city in Japan, you can't even own a car unless you own a parking space or a garage spot to park in it. Before they'll even let you purchase a car, you have to have proof that you have a place to park said car. They don't just let you buy a car. One of the things that they do, is a side note that they do that's really cool in Japan, is when you buy a car, you buy the insurance goes on the car. And if you sell that car, the insurance, and it still has the insurance, it goes with it. So they don't insure people, they insure cars. So you buy the insurance based on the type of car that you have, and then that insurance just, if it's valid, it just gets carried over to the next owner, and the next owner buys the insurance as well. So they do their insurance a lot differently than we do here in the United States. So the thing that messed me up the worst when I was in Japan was vodka. To this day, I can drink vodka, but I don't like it. I got deathly sick. I got mild alcohol poisoning from it. I had to go to the base hospital and have them hook an IV up in my arm, all that kind of stuff, because I was hooked up bad. Like, I thought I was going to die. Anyway, let's see what else we got. So I will throw this up one more time in case anybody missed it before. And then also the 5 and 5. My 5 and 5 guests never showed up tonight. Interesting. So we're just going to skip over that, and we'll probably have an abbreviated evening. I will be doing, let's see, what else we got up here? Don't forget to check out Fully Deployed. I will be doing the giveaway here in a few minutes. So the other thing I wanted to mention as far as giveaways too is next week, folks. Next week, Gonzo, one of my two awesome mods, he has a giveaway to do, and he's going to be doing it on my live stream. So if you tune in next week, I don't know if I'll have a giveaway, but Gonzo definitely will. He has a knife to give away next week, and it's a pretty good one. So definitely tune in and check that out. You'll have a chance to possibly win something 2 weeks in a row here on the stream. That'd be pretty cool. So let's see what else we got here. I did story time. I did that. I guess we could go ahead and do the giveaway, and then we can just chat it up until 8 o'clock. So the giveaway wasn't claimed from last week. So giving my mods a little bit of heads up here so they know what's going on. By the way, thank you for everybody who tuned in this week too. Besides having a chance to win a whole bunch of cool stuff here, I just appreciate you guys spending an hour and a half with me on Tuesday nights. Really appreciate it. There's always going to be story times. What's up, Iggy? You didn't miss the giveaway, but you did miss story time. So, and Blades and EDC, let's throw this up on the screen real quick. Blades and EDC, 500 sub giveaway will be coming soon. He's only 60 subs away. So if you're on the stream and you have not gone over and checked out Blades and EDC, go ahead and do that. Also, I will take this time to let everybody know that Blades and EDC will be coming on my channel, possibly next week. So go check him out, though. He's only 60 subs away from 500. And obviously, that'll be really cool. It's always great to see channels in the community grow. I've really been appreciative of all the help everybody's given me in growing mine. So Blades and EDC, go check them out, folks. All right, so the giveaway. So let's recap in case you did not sign up for the original giveaway video. And if you didn't, and you're not subscribed to my channel, now might be a good time to go over there and hit the subscribe button for me, all right? So I'm gonna give you some free stuff. So we got a sticker pack here. It's got a whole bunch of people's stickers in it. It's got M-Bomb Jerky, it's got Grumpy Grunt, it's got Cue Ball, it's got Matisfaction, it's got Smoky Mountain Knives. There's a ton of stuff in here, right? So there's a whole package full of all kinds of cool sticker swag. There is a Mrs. Edge Hank right here. Boom. It's two-sided, 12 by 12. We decided the 12 by 12 is a better size. It does have my little emblem, my little logo right here on it, hand stitched into it. So this is one side. This is the other. These are all handmade. There is a little fidget ball. And by the way, if somebody here in the stream, whoever wins this, if you have a different color in mind that you'd like, I do have some other colors. So I can swap this orange and blue one out for you if you don't like orange and blue. And then there's a few other little hidden swag items in this box here. I'm not going to show them all. And then the knife that you're going to win is going to be the Ontario Rat 1. Let me pop that out for you real quick. Full-size one. This is it right here. The Ontario Rat 1. Brand new knife. I've never used it. It's just been out of the box to show in the videos. So this is the knife. G10 scales. Really nice. This is a nice, it's a good knife. It has pretty good ergos. It's a big knife, as you can see. So it's a full-size knife. All right. So that's the knife I'm giving away tonight. That is it. So my mods, if you guys could prep a rules for the giveaway, we'll be doing the standard online internet giveaway tonight. One guess only, one account. If we find out you're using a spare account, you will not get this prize pack. You must be 18 years of age. You must live in the continental United States and have a U.S. mailing address in order for me to send this to you. Closest without going over wins. In the event of a tie, there will be a knife for 2 men and 1 man leaves. And that's how it's going to work. All right. One of my mod, there it is. Michael Morgan has thrown up the rules, which I just stated. All right. Thank you, Michael. My man, Mimo. And let's see. Grumpy Grunt hath summoned the Squirrel Lord with the simple phrase. Oh, is Matisfaction here? Stephen Wallace. Thank you, sir. Thanks for showing up and jumping in. You did not miss the giveaway, but we are just about to do it. So we had an unclaimed prize pack from my 250 giveaway. And I am Jason Brown. Jason Brown, I hope you went and watched Fully Deployed. The side boob and the cleavage was all for you, buddy. So if not, go check it out. I want one of Mrs. Edge's creations, Stacy says. Well, here's your chance, Stacy. Here's your chance to win them. So she's going to definitely do these for my giveaways. So that's the way you're going to win one of these Eionan's Edge, Mrs. Edge made Hanks. Okay, so we got the rules up there, guys. Here is the number range. It is 25 to 150. Go. And here I already have the number up here on the furnace, on the AC pump, right there. So there is 25 to 150 is the number range. Jason says, I did watch it, but I don't think I posted a comment yet. And also contact me at eionansedge@gmail.com or on Instagram at eionan_edge if you would like to take part in the 5 and 5 knife show and tell in an upcoming episode. I do have a couple people that contacted me about it. Native Wildman, I know you want to do it, so get a hold of me through Instagram or email, and we'll set that up. And Blazing ADC next week. And he has a lot of cool knives, so I expect that to be a good one. Don't know what happened to Brother Gene. He did not make it in here tonight, so we will see what happens. Yes, the range is 25 to 150. One guess only. Let's see how we're doing. A lot of guesses rolling in. That's cool. What's up, Devil Dog? Woohoo! All right, let's see here. We got to start from Gonzo. 74, 77, 138. Lots of guesses coming in. That's good. We'll give it a few more minutes, make sure everybody gets a chance to guess. That's right. 25 to 150 is the range, folks, if you just popped in for the giveaway. 25 to 150. For this awesome little prize pack we got here. Yes. Oh, and Native Wildman said, okay, cool. Yes, definitely. Oh, it just popped. The chat just jumped again. There we go. Yes. Okay, cool. Definitely get a hold of me, dude. My garage is a little warm this time of year. Stay hydrated, folks. Stay hydrated. All right, we'll give you guys just a couple more seconds here to throw in guesses. We only have about 40 people in chat. So you guys still got a little bit of time to throw in your guesses. If you have not, I always guess, Jason Brown says, I always guess 138 if it's in the range. Never with that number, though. Thanks, Misfits, Eric Glenn Danzig. Yeah. All right, gotcha. Yes, there was a word of the week. I might throw it up again before the end of the broadcast. Tree stabbing Troy, my brother. I did spin up. I did throw it on the screen 2 or 3 times now. So if people have been paying attention. So real quick, while I'm, let's go ahead and close that out, guys. The mods. I think everybody that if anybody hasn't guessed, get your guess in right now because I'm gonna have the mods close that out. What was I just getting ready to say? I forgot. See, that's what happens when you get old. You forget what you're gonna say. But anyway. Do the 5, do the 5. Okay, there's the stop. Gonzo has put up the stop. It says do the 5, but that is the stop. So any guesses after that will not count. Okay, so prize pack re-giveaway with the Ontario Rat 1, Mrs. Edge Hank, and all the other little swag items that go with it. I left a range of 25 to 150 for you guys to guess. And the actual winning number was 111. 111. I don't think anybody hit 111. I'm not sure. Mods help me out with that, but I think there is a couple people who came close without going over. So let's take a peek and let's see if we can see who had the closest to 111 without going over. I see Ian at 109. That one's very close. We'll be at 103. Oh, wait, we did have a winner. At least one right here. Freak Show at 111. Let's see who else. Anybody else get 111? Dwayne Letterman with 113. And I think that's it. Was it Freak Show, guys? Is that what you got? Freak Show nailed it. Yes. Yep, that's the only one I see with 111. All right, Freak Show. So you know how to get a hold of me, buddy. Eionan'sEdge@gmail.com or on Instagram, either or. Yep, Freak Show with the win. Congratulations, brother. Freak Show with the win tonight. All right. So once again, you know how to just contact me and I'll get this stuff out to you. All right. I'm very happy that somebody in the community won this, and that's always a good thing. Sucks that the other guy didn't contact me, but well, it's Freak Show's win. So cool. Congratulations. Since I forgot what it was I was going to tell you guys, I don't know. There was something I was thinking about, and then I lost my train of thought. But I have a couple of interesting things coming up for next week's show. Hopefully, our 5 and 5 guests will show up. I have another topic I want to bring up, knife related, that we can discuss and talk about. Hopefully, have some fun with. It'll be, I think it'll be a little fun. It'll be a little interesting. And word of the night. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. I put this up a couple times, guys, but I'll throw it up again. There you go. There it is. Okay. There's the word of the night, or the word of the week, whatever you want to call it. All right. Also, don't forget to check out Fully Deployed and my wife's Instagram account. Okay. She's a very, very talented artist. She does a lot behind the scenes to help support the channel. So please go check out her Instagram, give it a like and a follow if you dig what she's doing over there. She's pretty new to it. She's only put up a handful of stuff, but very, very talented. It's all handmade and handcrafted jewelry and stuff like that. She does silver clay work, knotted bracelets, metal smithing, a lot of different stuff. So, and all of her own lapidary work too. All right. So I think that's all I got for tonight, folks. We'll jump off a little early because Tri-State started early this evening. I want to thank everybody. I think we had around 40 people in here tonight. Cue Ball, what's going on, buddy? Popping in a little late, but good to see you. We're just getting ready to sign off a few minutes early tonight and jump over into Tri-State's stream and check that out. But once again, I want to thank everybody for showing up this week. Had a good time. I'm glad we could give away some free stuff and prize pack. And I will see you all next Tuesday night. Take care, folks. Thank you very much. You are what make this place a success. Have a good one.